So I just watched this video on why are our elites so corrupt? Why is it being rubbed in our faces with the Epstein files? And they're like, we always kind of knew. It's very European. They're like, we always kind of knew that our elites were getting up to all sorts of evil. And thank you, Katarina. And we kind of accepted it, but now it's really being rubbed in our faces. And why are our elites so corrupt? Like, why don't they care about us? And they're talking about feudal society and how feudal society, like what I was thinking about in 2020, 2019, which everyone's starting to think about now, why feudal society was so, why it worked. They're saying, well, feudal societies, you had your lord and you had a sort of obligation to your lord to work the land because he owned the land, and he was sort of like your father because he had some sort of an obligation to you. And if people didn't hold up their ends of the obligation, you end up with a Robin Hood type scenario. And they're like, well, now these elites are off on their islands somewhere and we're just numbers, and they don't really need to care about us. And it's this very European way of thinking, but like not a good, April, quiet, not a good type of European thinking, a very weak type of European thinking that I think is fundamentally beneath the people of Europe, though I would argue that the people of Europe aren't really the people of Europe anymore. I think that the Europeans left for the United States a long time ago, and that those remaining in Europe are sort of these sacrificial lambs being offered to the Muslim Brotherhood as some sort of appeasement for being objectively better than them in every way. And it's really kind of sad and pathetic that this is happening, but there's a fundamental misunderstanding. April, go. Thank you. There's a fundamental misunderstanding of, like, back to the question, why are our elites so corrupt? It's like, I don't know, it's like a bunch of children watching their like alcoholic stepfather drinking, and they're like, why isn't he even, I don't know, it's like Kronos. It reminds me of Kronos. Like, I think about how like I was raised on Greek mythology, so I've always been very appreciative to my parents for not eating me. I think that there's this sort of element that's crept into the elite element of society. I mean, I consider myself to be the elites. Like, I and my friends are the elites, and whatever everyone else is on is like shit pot island. Screw them. What I've got's better. So, which is also, that's a funny thing. Jesus didn't just make wine. He made the best wine. There's something to be said for that. Jesus understood these sinners better than they know themselves. So anyway, I'll let you figure out what that means for yourself, because you don't get the sunny look of the wise man from greed, as Nietzsche would say. Such origins are the thoughts of fools. Anyone who imagines they're possible is a fool. So, why are the elites so corrupt? It's ultimately like they're like the alcoholic stepfather who like the Cyclops, like occasionally grabs one of his stepchildren and like does horrible things to him. And it's like he's kind of like looks at the rest of them and he's like, you know who I am. Like, I haven't eaten you yet. Like, what you gonna do about it? Like, what are you going to do about this problem? You personally. Oh, probably nothing. I mean, for me, I'm spreading the meme of world domination. I'm going to get everyone talking about world domination. And by the time they realize it was a meme I was spreading, they'll realize I'm also capable of it. And that spreading the meme helped me do it. I'm playing 6-dimensional chess, 7-dimensional chess. Because you're all talking with words. And you haven't even begun to think about what that means. So, why are our elites so corrupt? Our elites are so corrupt because, frankly, you're a bunch of pathetic losers. That's the reason, technically speaking. It's like, why are my bullies so mean to me? My bully punched me in the nose today. Hit him back, fool! That's why they're so corrupt. Also, Africa exists. So, they are always going to be able to buy child sex slaves in Africa because Africa is a shithole. So, that is a factor. But fundamentally, the reason our elites are so corrupt is because y'all aren't doing anything. You're drinking, you're partying. Do you even own a gun and practice with that gun on the regular? Do you even know how to survive 2 days in the woods with preparation? Can you even walk 10 miles a day every day without completely pulling your leg apart? Why shouldn't they do that? I mean, I'm not talking about like in a moral sense. I'm talking about like in the sense of like, what are you going to do to make them stop? If you don't like it so much, is what they say to themselves when they're justifying doing this crap. So I could go on and on like some pontificating European about this crap, but at the end of the day, I've got my work to do. You know, I've got the God engine to write. I've got my training to do. I've got my children to train to take over the world with me because I'm not putting them in the public educational system run by these people. I mean, take your kids out of school. Let's just put that there. Like, okay, what do you do about this? Like, why are they so corrupt? How about the fact that, like, the Epstein files have been released for, like, how many months now? And how many of you still put your kids in public school? Fucking sheeple. I'm going to conquer you, too.